It was an early summer's morning. Toby was hiring repairs, so Percy had been brought down to the quarry to help. Percy liked this type of run. It was different to what he would usually do. Percy also liked the fact it was a very simple train. All he needed to do was pull Henrietta and a couple of trucks. What Percy didn't like was the level crossing. This had been a burden to the engines for many years. It is where Thomas met the policeman and got into trouble for not being safe enough, where Mavis had collided with a lorry, and where Toby had slipped on some ice and gone straight onto the road. The reason it was such a danger was it had no gates, so engines and road users had to make quick decisions on what to do. Percy was about to reach the level crossing when he saw Bertie, who was being driven at some speed and looked worried. Percy whistled to him.
Hello, Bertie!
But Bertie didn't notice him. He was too busy trying not to crash. As they approached the level crossing, Percy noticed Bertie driving up. Normally vehicles would stop and wait, but Bertie didn't. He shot across the level crossing. Percy only just missed the back of him.
What was he thinking? There could have been a crash!
A few miles down the line, Percy saw Bertie waiting. He slowed down and stopped next to him.
Well then?
Pardon?
Why did you shoot across the level crossing back there?
I can explain. I've got a new driver. He's far too reckless for his own good. We've been nicked speeding twice. The bus company aren't doing anything though. Something like his father is the owner or something.
Favoritism!
Exactly.
Oh dear. Well, I better be going. The workmen will be waiting.
And so, Percy raced off. On the way, Henrietta noticed something.
What's Bertie doing over here? Surely he should have turned round by now.
The fact was, Bertie's driver was lost. He angrily sped down the road, braked hard and shouted constantly. We need to turn around, driver. We should have... Be quiet, you stupid bus. I know what I'm doing. Who's the driver here? You are. And Bertie kept quiet. Percy's crew decided to intervene. Slow down for a second, driver. I'll go see if he needs any help. So Percy's fireman jumped out and ran over to Bertie. Percy looked over. When the fireman returned, he was cross. What's a grumpy man? He told me he was fine and he knew what he was doing.
Well, it seems to have worked. He's turned around. Now come on, we're going to be late.
By the time they arrived at Nova Quarry, the workmen were cross. Percy left Henrietta in the trucks and was about to come back for them when he saw the quarry manager walking towards him.
And where have you been? Sorry sir, we ran into a couple of incidents with Bertie the bus. Well, don't do it again. You have a train to run.
And Percy puffed sadly away. When he arrived, Henrietta noticed Percy looking glum.
What's the matter, dearie?
Percy cleared his throat.
I've got blame for helping out front. It's not my fault I'm late. I know. And I'm sure the Fat Controller will understand too. I hope so.
And Percy left to head back. Soon they reached the level crossing. Bertie was coming towards them.
Come on, Percy. We have right of way. They have to stop for us.
Percy's driver was wrong. Percy was just about to finish crossing when bang! Percy stopped immediately and his crew jumped out. What they saw surprised them. Bertie's driver had thought he would just miss the train. He didn't. Bertie had collided with the last truck. None of the passengers had been hurt, but Bertie's front was bent, and his driver was a bit bruised. Another bus came from the depot to collect Bertie's passengers, as well as the workmen, and once Bertie had been checked over and removed, and now repaired, Toby came over to pull Henrietta and the trucks away.
Cheer up, Percy. It's not your fault.
I know, but it's... what's the word?
Embarrassed?
Nope. More like I'm hoping for something?
Hoping? For what?
Percy said nothing. Instead he looked over at Bertie.
Any news?
Well, the bus company have fired him due to passenger complaints, and I'm getting repaired, and it looks like he may have to pay a fine due to the damage to the trucks.
Well then, looks like he learned his lesson.
Percy and Bertie don't mind that route now. Bertie's new driver was a lot safer, politer, and knew Sodor better. And most important, he waited at the crossing for an engine to pass.